float, punch, glide, slash, dab, ring, flick, press. My name is Joan Forrest Mage, and this is 50 years of dance, celebrating 50 years that I have been dancing, performing, choreographing, teaching, and having my own company. So in 1988, I was investigating what was this system that I was coming up with, which is now called the Life Force Arts Method. And I knew that it was very powerful, and people were having tremendous experiences with it. And so I went to Columbia College Dance Therapy Program and talked to Alice Levy there, who was a teacher of the Laban movement analysis that was taught as part of the basis of the dance therapy program. And she very graciously allowed me to come and audit her class at Columbia College. And of course, I had studied some of Rudolf Laban's work earlier in 1979. He had created, and Rudolf Laban lived in the early 1900s and was a dancer and theater person and teacher, great teacher, who's actually, his system is used throughout England. The classes there of his movement are taught in the public schools, or I think they call them the private schools, but the schools in England. So I was studying with her, and I quickly realized that what I was working with was a spiritual system and not a psychological system, not so much the way that dance therapy was being taught, but more about energy, movement and related to energy. And the Laban system was a perfect way for me to pursue some more of those studies. So I decided to go to the Laban Institute of Movement Studies in New York, and I became what's called a CMA, a Certified Movement Analyst. So that was between 1989 and 1990. I studied in New York, that system. I want to just to share a little bit that the movements that I did are what are called the A scale. And so his movement was all based in geometry. So, you know, like you reach upward and high and down and low and across and open, right? So it gives you, from the point of view of geometry, how to work with movement. And if you recall what I was saying earlier about when I couldn't dance, I was injured, I would sit and watch dance classes and observe. And so a lot of what we did in the Laban Institute was to observe people moving, and that is tremendous learning, right? For example, one of the things that we did, we had to pick a very simple movement that we could observe people doing repetitiously. So the movement that I picked was people getting on elevators. So, you know, just watching like several hundred people, maybe within a 2-hour period or hour period, and how they would step onto an elevator, and describing that in terms of Laban movement analysis. One of the things that Laban also had was what are called the efforts, which are the dynamics. So are you strong or are you light, right? Lightweight. So weight, time, space, and flow. Flow would be free flow or bound flow, right? Time would be quick or sustained. And space would be indirect or direct, right? So with all of these tools and frameworks of how to describe movement, that is a lot of the training that I had. I can even remember teaching water aerobics, and I would say, so everybody's up to the water up to about here, and I would say your left foot isn't working, that, you know, like not moving. And she goes, how do you know that? I said, because I have eagle eyes, right? But actually, that's the Laban training. To be able, I can look out the side of my eye and tell what somebody's doing, right? And how they're placed and where they're standing on their leg and all of that kind of stuff because of that kind of observational training. So thank you.